Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Thursday, right? Yeah, definitely Thursday. Well, I can say definitely April 4th. I know the date, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Thursday. Um, God, I hope it is, because that's embarrassing if it isn't. It's either Wednesday or Thursday, but either way, it is April 4th for sure. And it's a bit of a portal energy of sorts because it's 4/4/2024, which is like 448, and an 8/8 if you break it down more or less, and then 16 is 7. So yeah, some strong number vibrations today, strong numeric vibrations. So in that in that event, though, however, it was some strange, I guess strange and strong energies. I was out and about today, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, there were some very strange occurrences, energy, people. When I say Mercury is Mercurying already, it has to be that partially because there was I did experience some drastic delays and detours and things of that nature. Nothing too crazy that really that didn't really ransack my day, but generally speaking, it was some crazy things that occurred and energy out there. It was just like, what is happening? Again, nothing that was too much of an interference with my day because I actually had a wonderful day, me and my son. But it didn't go without notice that either it's Mercury, some of the other energies that are in transit, or as I've been saying, this build up toward the new moon and solar eclipse that's on the way. Something's going on. Because I definitely saw it with my own two eyes and I felt it. So if you're out, it gives way to one of my messages recently where I was saying that, you may be having one experience and somebody next to you or in your force field, or adjacent to your force field may be having a completely different experience. I had that experience today. Now, the two worlds did not collide and I was not affected in any way, shape, or form, but the proximity of the experiences was just wild to me. So I know that I witnessed that for a reason, to transmit now to you, to just be mindful of your energy, of protecting yourself, being very intentional and conscious of where you're going, how you're going, prayer, proclamation, whatever you do to protect yourself and fortify your force field before you leave is necessary. It's not one of those things where I'll be all right. I would say every time you plan to go outside, whether it's to just get the mail, say a little prayer or a proclamation, or at least have that spirit of intention of peace and protection over yourself before you do, because I'm telling you, man, it was wild. It was really, really wild. But anyway, let's see what we got today. Knight of Wands, yeah, just kind of like wild behavior, like, impulsive, not really. It's like you can't really contain it. You can't really account for what it may do next. It's not something that you can, it's one word that I'm looking for. Not reliable, but it's unpredictable is what it is. Like even with the Knight of Wands and the upright, which in its upright form is not really, all that alarming, to be honest, but it can be a bit of an unhinged, or just as I said, an unpredictable passion, just moving on impulse, doing whatever whatever the passion is, however the passion is driven in the moment, there's a reaction to it, an impulse, a response, following it with some, I don't know, action. Like, and in some ways, of course, nothing wrong with that, about being ambitious. Sometimes it calls for us to kind of jump out there and see where your passion takes you, to learn some things about yourself, about your potential, about your own unbridled creativity, and so on and so forth. So in the upright, which I'm leaning towards, it's nothing wrong with it. It's cool. It's cool. But one thing's for sure is that even in the upright, of all the nights, it usually is the one that is not quite as predictable and dependable as the others. Might be a fly-by-night energy, here today, gone tomorrow, here for a good time, not a long time, so on and so forth. So, yeah, don't know where, well, let's see where he's going. Oh, whoa. It's funny, though, because while I was talking about him, I was thinking about him. So that's kind of interesting. When I was talking about the Knight of Wands, I was thinking, for some reason, I just kept seeing the flash of the Knight of Swords. Ooh, this could be somebody in hot pursuit of another. What is that about? I'm gonna take both of those out. Yes, I am, because that's interesting. Ooh. What? No, these are two people in a race to get to the Queen of Wands? Interesting. And she's just sitting there on the throne like, do I even want either one of you? It is questionable because it's knights toward a queen. But we'll see. We'll see what else comes up. But the thing that I'm going to take all of these out. And I'm going to see what's under this this Queen of Wands. Ooh. Like I said, do I want either one of you? It might be a no across the board here. Interesting. So, or two energies don't want to be left out in the cold. But see, and that's the thing, the difference between the Knight of Wands can definitely do some damage by way of just like breaking hearts in their wake. Like I said, that's the good time, that's the F-boy type of energy. He's coming through, definitely finesse you out of your drawers, and then he's on his way by the morning. You know what I mean? Or you might get a what's up text every now and again, or when he's in town for that good time again, or when he's down for it or whatever. But it's like, it's just not the energy of someone that's looking to settle down per se. And then the Knight of Swords doesn't really move me either, because when I see the Knight of Swords, I see aggression, I see entitlement, somebody that has something to prove, that knows all the right things to say, or really maybe even not so much. It feels a bit aggressive, the energy with the sword. So they might actually be offensive, a little bit arrogant, I would say, in their energy, because they feel entitled in some way, shape, or form, or feel like, Yeah, somehow the entitlement thing is sticking out to me the most, but it doesn't give like sweet gesture of love or partnership or whatever this advance may be for. Whatever it's for, it's like energies wanted to either prove that they can like one up the other, like beat each other to the punch or beat one another to the punch, or claim the prize of some attractive energy. It doesn't even have to be a feminine outright in this case. The Queen of Wands could be representative of something that they both really desire a lot. You know, of course, as a queen, it's kind of hard to get around it, around the implication that it could be a feminine or a woman or a relationship or something intimate here. But it could just be some lust for a heightened desire with the Queen of Wands, or some entitlement to some acclaim here. And then like they both have different motivations as to why they are in hot and heavy pursuit, but the one common denominator is that they want to beat each other out, and this is the finish line, the Queen of Wands. But the Five of Pentacles is here. So somebody, they ain't got no money, low on energy, is low vibrational. And the Queen of Wands definitely is not that. And I feel like the fact that it was kind of hiding, you know, almost behind her back, says to me that she may see them coming, but what they're not presenting up front is the true, and this may even be like the true ambition for their advancement, you know, for their offer to cure some energy of despair here, one way or another. That the Queen of Wands may be some hope for. Okay, I don't know, but let's see what we got here. Three of Cups. Third party situations, celebrations. What's that about? And the Six of Cups, and what's that? Back again, the Five of Pentacles. Oh yeah. The Six of Cups is that there is the intention to evoke some memory or nostalgia, to reconnect here. Like remember me type of energy. It could be an ex, or you know what? It could my hand is itching. I gotta loosen my bracelet. It could it just as much as it could be the Queen of Wands as an energy of something that's very attractive. It could be a feminine energy that is an attractive force for many offers, and this could be the representation of that with the Knight and the Swords, where it's like there's something lacking here with whatever this attractive force is drawing in, at least initially. It's something that, I mean, it's just not quite up to the standard, to a queen's standard here. And it very well could be a matter of material abundance, could be energy. Again, it could be frequency and vibration, not quite a match or something, but Then we got this Three of Pentacles here. It's just, it's given something mysterious with the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, something unknown behind this presentation and advancement that would be important for the Queen of Wands to know before making any choice or commitment, connection at all. Like somebody wants to have a good time here. Yeah. She's looking like the good time gal, but the Queen of Wands is very mature, and she is not the same as the Knight of Wands or even the Knight of Swords. This is an establishment of courage and confidence and creativity and manifestation power, and like very intensified life force. And yes, certainly attractive in every way, shape, and form, and alluring and maybe even seductive, but not for everybody. Even if you might, is like, yeah, you can look, but you bet not touch. That's a scene from House Party. What was that? House Party, what was the one on the college campus? 2. House Party 2, when the girl walked by with the little pajamas on, booty banging, and all the guys was going crazy, like they want to jump her bones, and she was like, yeah, you can look, but you bet not touch. I'm gonna find that if I can. But I always thought that was funny when I was younger. But that's kind of the energy of the Queen of Wands. It's like, yes, she is a marvel to behold. She is a beauty. She is just energetically attractive and, again, alluring and all of those wonderful things that you would want to admire of a feminine energy. But it doesn't mean that she's for everybody, and certainly not for everybody to lay claim to, especially people that don't have any rights to lay claim or leverage, so it seems, to lay claim, except for the past, association, familiarity, old, it is Mercury retrograde now. So like I said, just like people that have past connections or maybe even past partners, that think they have a chance to swoop back in and show you a good time. And, like, oh gosh, come on. They clearly don't even know. It's given us that there's been evolution in the Queen of Wands. Yeah, where there clearly hasn't been so much so in those that may be eager to advance. They may find themselves disappointed, maybe even a little bit heartbroken. And the Queen of Wands is not too sympathetic or empathetic to letting people down. It's kind of like it either is or it ain't. She's not the Queen of Cups, where she's going to care too much about your feelings and how she says a thing. It's just like, you're going to know energetically. She may not even have to say much as to whether she's in or she's out. It'll be very clear. And then if she has to make it clear, you kind of probably don't want it to go there, because you'll probably end up feeling a little bit small, just on the count that she's not going to mince words. She's just going to say it how it is, more or less. Say it how she, however her passion drives her to respond or react is what she's going to do. Maybe even to defend herself if need be, if she feels threatened. That's one thing with the Queen of Wands amongst the other queens, is that she can be quite defensive and offensive if need be, without a second thought. And that's fire energy, of course, Leo prominently, but consider Aries and Sagittarius, where Aries is definitely here for the fight if you if you buck up, you know. And Sagittarius saying it just how they feel it and how they calling it how they see it will be enough to have you send these two running back, you know, with the horse tail between his legs type of energy, like wishing you never came so hard without preparation or proper preparation. And of course, Leo, you know, the main character is like, who are you again? And why should I care type of energy. You're gonna have to really earn the right to be a co-star on their stage or in their storyline. So it's like, I don't know what this is about. I honestly don't, but I don't know. And it's given that the Queen of Wands is cool. Like this feels like the energy of the Queen of Wands over here, just kind of living life, unbothered, socializing as needed or as necessary, as desired, and kind of, you know, being in this and hanging with the girls as she desires to, or not, or just enjoying life, you know. And it's like these masculine energies just want to kind of infiltrate that space without, you know, without invitation, definitely with empty-handed for the most part, even not empty-handed for her. You know, what's a sword and a wand to the Queen of Wands? What's for her? What are you bringing to the table? How can she help you? Type of energy. Yeah, it's given with that Six of Cups popping up, and now here with the Three of Swords, that it's just energies that want to kind of run back some drama or trauma, you know, perhaps open up some old wounds, you run back some old game, recreate some scenarios for potential heartbreak. And it's like, nah, if you're not, this is a private party. Invitation only for the Queen of Wands. Let's see, what else we got here? Ooh, there's that again. Sheesh. There's that again. What is this about? Because for this to come up, what is that now? 3 times? I guess it's just really people seriously either being brokenhearted or sent packing, or like I said, this is just the intention of what the intention behind the advances. To impose this energy on this private party, perhaps, like to leave, like the Queen of Wands is doing too good, you know, like she's having too much fun on her own, you know, and somebody wants to bring their misery over here, wants to bring their despair or supplement their despair with her creativity, wants to bring their dis-ease, whether physically or energetically, over to her. But why? Is it just simply a misery loves company situation, or I don't, let's see what's under here. Oh, because they missed an opportunity. So this is that, where it's like energies, and you know what, it could be, I don't know, I'm gonna see what's on the other side, because the Knight of Swords is really the one that bothers me, because the Knight of Swords is really pressed to get to this finish line faster, you know, like sword up, sword raised and drawn, and the rage in that card sometimes is what really sticks out to me personally. So it's like they really got something to prove or really feel entitled to whatever they're after. The Knight of Wands, it's like he has his ambitions and intentions as well, but he's not quite as buck wild and rageful. Energetically, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like the same charge. But whatever this is, here's the Four of Cups, where somebody has either felt rejected, or maybe they had a breakup. Oh, that's what that could be. A recent breakup and some disparaging moments, and they're feeling a little bit out in the cold, so they're looking to be recharged by an energy such as the Queen of Wands. Like I said, to get into this private party over here, go figure. Yep, that's exposure with the sun. Go figure. With the Three of Cups, they're looking at the cups over here like, damn, that's where I need to be. If I could just get over there. But here he is empty-handed, like I said, which is why he's not invited. He's not even trying to take the cup that Spirit is offering to bring to the party. He just wants to come drink from what everybody else is drinking on. Yeah, nah. And this could be the energy of both of these nights in different ways, that people just really have some deep ulterior motives right now that you may not be able to truly affirm up front, obviously, because nobody's really going to lead with the fact that they just are broke and lonely and they want some company, or they want to, subdue their depression and in your vibration. They want to pick me up or literally just a good time from how they're feeling. People aren't going to lead with that. They'll lead with something a little bit more seemingly convincing, to really kind of draw engagement and interest, as the Knights do. It's like they lead strongly with something, but to me, how I see the Knights is there is always some intention for reciprocation. Like, they're not just coming to offer something, they're meaning to exchange or even to leave with something, is how I see them. So yeah. So the advance is not pure. It's not holistically well intended, to me, as far as I can tell. But let's get one more over here. Not one more, but kind of one more. Of course, you would give me two more. All right. I'm going to put them here too. Oh, we got three. I'll put them here. So we got... Yeah, this is not good. Like, oh, what the hell? The only positive energy out here so far, holistically, is the Queen of Wands, and maybe the Three of Cups, assuming that that's her party and not some third party outside of her. That this is actually her private party that's invitation only. So here we go with the Ten of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, like somebody spent all their money, they've been betrayed in love, and or have betrayed someone in love. Yeah, and they're just looking to make good on what they've lost. That's what it seems like to me. They made some poor investments, perhaps materially and energetically. And they're looking to come up. May even be seeking protection. Sanctuary. Yeah, I don't like it. Somebody's definitely trying to recoup their losses somehow, some way, but something else weird here. Yeah, it's there's some type of return that somebody thinks that they're going to get on account of attacking this Queen of Wands, or like what's the word that I always can never think of when I want to? Conquering. That's the energy. Like the Queen of Wands is something to be conquered. Like this is the intention for her state here, to go from this confident, bold, courageous, creative, masterful being to imprisoned in her own mind. That's the betrayal that someone wants to deflect onto some unsuspecting target. And they've invested a lot of energy to try to create this dynamic, or to capitalize off. There's something to capitalize off of it. It's like there's something that somebody would be able to achieve or obtain here if they can, something they would be able to obtain if they're able to achieve this betrayal here, or sabotage in some way. It's like they got one pentacle here. This could be hitman energy. Now that I'm thinking about, like I said, it's the rage in that Knight of Swords for me, with the sword drawn. Wanted to create this despair, this heartbreak, to really probably really put a sword. Yeah, what the fuck? Somebody is wilding. Well, that's not going to be money well spent, because it's given to me that they're going to be the ones that need protection when it comes down to it. Look, they'd have been knocked off their horse, swords now in their back. This isn't going to work out well for whomever, however, but yeah, now I'm seeing it. So that's the ambition. That's the point of attack, to bring this Queen of Swords. It's just a representation of a confident, creative, self-sufficient, ambitious, feminine energy that some masculine force would like to bring down to size by their perspective, of course. To punish is what I hear. They want to punish this energy. What? And the Seven of Pentacles here is like, because there's something that they can't get a hold of until what is given is that somebody has been hired for a particular contract on said feminine energy. That's the contract on their head, but they got maybe a small sum of the the fee or whatever. Sending my nails. But they can't get the whole of it unless they complete the job. That's what I'm getting here, and I hear horns, sirens in the background. Get into that. So they're looking at this potential for a fortune that they will be able to receive if they're able to complete this task. But like I said, it's not looking good. Let me see one over here. Yeah, some type of revenge, retaliation, avenging. But it's like, it seems very distorted. And here's another fucking knight. Now, what are you here for, sir? Now, this one is more or less like the Don Juan, the finesser. But he's going the opposite way. It's like maybe he was on board, but he's not anymore. He was supposed to be the master of seduction. Well, certainly not a master. That's the funny thing. It's like these clearly aren't professionals, because the energy is just a bit unhinged all around. You know, with all these knights on the board, it's like, or maybe there wasn't enough in the budget to pay some top dollar type of henchmen. These are like second rate, you know, bargain barrel type of hitmen. I don't know. This is weird. Let me see what's over here with this. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, okay, 10 of Pentacles. So that's what the objective is. Now the pot has grown greater. So we've gone from the 5 of Pentacles to the 7, now to the 10. This could also be family. So it could be a familiar or familial connection of energies that, like the 6 of Cups that came up that I said have nostalgic connection. They have familiarity. That could be a cousin, a friend, you know, an old friend, a brother, an ex, you know, somebody that once was close to you that would have a decent chance of regaining I don't know, like reconnecting in some way, shape, or form. Like somebody that you might not want to really kick it with, but you wouldn't necessarily pardon me. Oh, excuse me, that was out of nowhere. I'm sorry that you, because this is boring me. It's like, really? Is this what we're doing? That is the energy. It's kind of like, seriously, that somebody they think that you would feel desensitized to, like, oh, that's just such and such. I ain't really effing with them, but I ain't afraid of them. And meanwhile, they got the knife behind their back, or, you know, whatever. Gun in the holster type of energy, ready to pull, ready to draw and aim, you know, type of energy. That would be the finesse, right? Somebody that you wouldn't see coming, or you wouldn't necessarily be on full alert or high alert and full defense against. That's why it's looking like you're the 8 of Swords here, like unaware, unassuming, binded, blind, like, but alas, I don't think that that's the case. Probably because, like I said, things are just going too peachy keen over here that somebody may believe that you're too naive or too distracted, too unassuming, you know, whatever, to be on high alert. But as I stated before with the Queen of Wands, she's always on high alert. She's always ready to get active and proactive and reactive as needed. She's always defensive, sometimes too defensive. She's always protecting her energy. You know, it's kind of like I said, it's like amateurs. You didn't really vet your target quite well to know that she's always sitting on ready. Yeah. Like, it's really not that simple. And maybe somebody's finding that out. I don't know what tense this may be, if this is like past tense or, you know, present. Oh, I just heard the horns when I said past tense, but it could be present, it could be potential for the future, but you know, not looking good for that in that regard. Let me see. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna pull it and I'll see where I feel it goes, but I'm looking at this Knight of Cups. If I could just get one more, that would be ideal over there. Star card, yeah, look at this. To finesse a star energy. But you know what I'm getting? It's like, you know what the finesse is? The finesse is to come to approach in a way as if they're in need, or in some way, like somebody that needs help or healing or sympathy, or just needs some love and affection and a hug, and you know, somebody to care about what they're going through. That's the approach here. That is what the approach would look like. Somebody that may even be a bit down on their luck, or even that's coming to the table with some words of affinity or affirmation or apology. But with it being the Knight of Cups, not the Page of Cups, they would really be willing to lay on the humility real thick, like to the point of almost groveling or maybe even crying. You know, like they would, that would be the type of energy, like not afraid to really kind of like surrender to their pride, but it would only be for the purposes of disarming, so that they can absorb your energy through that frequency, lower your defenses for the point of attack. That's what I'm picking up. It still wouldn't be genuine. It still wouldn't be, and not that it necessarily would be right away, like, oh, now I got her where I want her, you know, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, she's rubbing my back or passing me a tissue and now I'm gonna stab her in the neck. It might not be that fast of a turnaround, but that might be the starting point to really get someone to kind of like lower their defenses, to reconnect, and then lo and behold, the plan would unfold. And someone would be in a more vulnerable position for attack, because if you're not defensive and you get to a point where you actually maybe even comfortable being around someone, particularly someone that's posing to need your help and need your support, or you know, they're completely non-threatening. They're just here to apologize and to express their love and appreciation for you. They want to express all of their faults and shortcomings and right their wrongs and so on and so forth. And then it's like, oh, okay, you hang out a few times or hang out a little too long or whatever the case may be. The point is, somebody wants to disarm your senses so that they can have easier access to you without resistance, with the least resistance. Yeah, I was coming over here with this. Yeah, this is where they want to do. They want to get up in this party and cause chaos and confusion. This could be you as the Queen of Wands, mind, body, and spirit, all on one accord, aligned, grounded, harmonious. You know, like that's what that's giving me there. And this is the energy that they want to impose and interject. Hell bent on it, it seems. Like, damn it, if I could just get over there and fuck her shit up. That would be their pleasure, really and truly. Yeah, that's what somebody's strategizing to do. And that would literally be their pleasure. Like, they would get off having had the opportunity to invade your space, disrupt your peace, corrupt your creativity, and then leave you high and dry, having to start all over again to this place of healing that you've already ascended to. That's what somebody wants to do. Can you believe the nerve of people? The imbalance of people. Forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. Yeah. So watch out for that energy. As I said, I'm calling it strange, but I saw outright madness in the streets today. Literally, somebody tried to jump off a bridge. That was one thing that caused a whole ripple effect in my travel plans. And, you know, not to be insensitive at all, but I'm just saying, like, that was a thing today that I encountered. And then I was standing, it was this guy in this public space where I was, and he was so normal looking. I mean, he seemed like a Muslim brother because he had on like that garb. Young guy, even handsome, you know, so normal looking, so well put together, obviously devout in some religious form. And he just kept, like, every now and again, he would yell out, "Shut the fuck up!" And it was like, nobody was there except for the other people that were there, but he wasn't talking to them. He didn't have an earpiece on. He wasn't on the phone. None of that. And every now and again, he was just like, "Shut the fuck up." So angry, so rageful, with so much venom, and then he would just be normal. And I was like, well, damn, what the hell? Does he have Tourette's or something? Because that's a hell of a tick, man, to have to live with. God bless him. And my son was like, he has demons. And I was like, yeah, you might be right. Damn, you're probably right. And he was like, you usually don't say it, because every now and again he'll say that about somebody or something, because my son's a Scorpio and he's very sensitive. So if anybody knows, when he was a baby, he would have reactions to negative energy. I saw it with my own two eyes. I would see how he would react to different people. So I know that he has that gift. But now that he can articulate it clearly, it's different, it's weird. And sometimes it's just because he likes creepy stuff too. He watches all types of creepy YouTube stuff. And sometimes his analysis is like exaggerated based off of what he exposes himself to. But this time I was with him and he was like, usually you say, nah, maybe not, I don't think so. And I was like, yeah, because I think you're right today. today I think you're right. That's what it was given. Like he was talking to some entity that was not present for any of our eyes to see, but what he was saying was very direct and very aggressive. And clearly that entity was not letting up because he had to keep saying it. So it was very strange. And that was just one of the many occurrences, but that's enough, right? In a day, right? So let me just get a couple more down here. I don't know how we're wrapping this up, but a couple more here and I'm out because I'm ready to relax personally. Like I was exhausted after coming in like, oh hell no, I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Look at this. Look at all this sword energy. Lies, manipulation, what else? It's something about a mental breakdown. That's what somebody wanted to impose. A nervous breakdown. Put someone in such a dire position that they had a nervous breakdown. Well, we know what happens with the Seven of Swords. They usually meet that feat for themselves. This is wild. Three of Pentacles, that's where I stopped before and I didn't look at it and I meant to. Yeah, so they're not alone in this plan. Yep, exactly. Like I said, it's what they create for themselves. And it's become so much of a burden to execute this plan. That alone has created a stress, let alone what will happen if they actually did. I'm not even going to say do because that's not even going to freaking happen. But if they actually did execute it, it would be even worse. But just the intention and the ambition alone has caused a great pressure to someone's life with very little reward at that. With the Seven of Pentacles, they don't even feel fairly compensated for all that they've invested in this plan. They haven't got the return on their investment fairly, and they haven't received the reward that they anticipated. And they're not going to, because it's not going to happen. It seems like every time that there's even like a strong ambition, something goes wrong, like something backfires or something falls apart in some way, shape, or form. And that's what it's gonna be until someone finally decides to kind of give it up here, realizes that it's over. Whatever it is they were trying to do and all the passion that they had to do it, it's time to kind of release that energy or invest it elsewhere at this point. Let's see what we got. Yeah, like Seven of Cups. Somebody is either delusional. Yeah, they're delusional. Feeling like this is the one. I got her this time. I got him this time. Like, no, you don't. Mm-mm. Every single time there's an opportunity to choose better, to choose up, and somebody still keeps going for all the negative. It's like, all right, door number one wasn't good. Okay, I'm gonna try door number two. I'm gonna try door number three. And it's like, my man, none of these is a good idea, okay? The best you're gonna do is to go back to that Four of Cups and take that Ace of Cups from the divine and heal. Stop trying to fill up on somebody else's healing energy here with the Knight and the Star, and go get it straight from the source. The cup that has your name on it. Mm-mm. This is somebody still trying to get it, trying to like to nourish themselves with either other people's energy. Like I said, don't want to be alone, miserable, but trying to satisfy that ick in ways that are not fulfilling and sustainable, perhaps even drinking. Numbing themselves, which is part of the poor decision making here, because someone's not clear minded, not sober minded to realize when enough is enough and when it's time to, do something else. So let's see what's behind here, and then I'm done with this. Because, yeah, Seven of Swords, yeah, they're too fixated on situations outside of themselves. They're not looking within. They're still looking around at everything else. Who's doing what, who has what, who's at the party and they're not, who's invited to the VIP section or whatever, who is doing better than them or has the potential to, looks like they might, who is happy without them or not really, not caring about them anymore, not really in love with them anymore. Like, especially if we're talking about an ex or, some family member or something like that. It's like, what about me? They expected you to be heartbroken, distraught without their presence or something. And now they're like, oh shit, she really don't care. She good. She living her best life. Oh no, I got to do something about this. It's just really just not minding their business and not drinking their water, minding everybody else's business and drunk off of their own ego, at least, but probably worse. That's this energy here. And why we care, I don't know. I guess because, just as I said earlier, it's like being in the world, especially out and about in the world, and literally having two different experiences. At some point, there could, it's not absolute that those energies could collide, but it's certainly possible. And especially if energies have the intention to collide with you in one way, shape, or form. Back to what I said in the beginning, it's really a matter of your own point and intention of protection and your spiritual and energetic defenses, not to be afraid, because the Queen of Wands ain't afraid. She's not afraid. She knows that she's protected even by her own security and her own confidence, but to have the intention of such and even being extra mindful of where you're going in that regard, being proactively defensive and protective, not paranoid, but protective, it's probably important right now. Because although you may not be thinking about exes and people that you've dismissed or released from your life, or past situations that have long been flushed from your energetic field, somebody else could be having a different experience and either feeling entitled to regain some connection or lustful for some reconnection in some way, shape, or form. or ambitious, driven by some ambition that's not even well-meaning, and here you are just living your best life. The least you can do is stay on alert, on high alert, and be protective of your own energy intentionally, and the universe, the spirit of the integrity that fuels that security will do the rest. But it probably is important to know that there are forces poached to infiltrate that space of peace, if and wherever and however they can. But emphasis on the if, because I don't think that you would have to kind of give entryway, grant entry and admittance more or less by, like I said, actually intentionally so allowing someone to come in and have access to you or your space or whatever. Like I said, defenses are down. It's like, oh, okay, come on in. Or putting yourself in a position outside of integrity in places that you don't feel safe, you don't feel comfortable, you, at least now in this moment in time. Maybe you did before, but you don't right now, or it's not the right timing to be in certain places. Like for me and my son, once upon a time, I'd be in the streets all times and nights, literally. If I feel like getting up and going to do something, whether it's just to Wawa or wherever, to a friend's house, wherever, however, I get up and go. And if he falls asleep in the back of the car, I just carry him in and lay him down peacefully. Now, oh no, we don't be out and about past dark for much of anything. It just is what it is. Thankfully, now in this season, dark comes a lot later, so we get a bit more time. But generally speaking, like I don't, especially when certain energies are heightened, particularly now, I made sure that we were back in the house, safe and sound, before, I can't say exactly before the street lights came on, probably so, but definitely before it became too dark, or too dusk out there. So yeah, and that's just where I'm at with it now. I live by a different code of defenses now in this moment than I ever had before. But the moment, like for instance, if I step out of that integrity and I just got to go to do whatever, late night, it's not that I'm absolutely in threat for some, I'm not absolutely in harm's way or at threat of harm. But if something were to happen, I could kind of connect that occurrence with more or less like a betrayal of my own integrity by way of what I feel comfortable doing and committing to for my own security. It's like, well, you don't really like to be out late like that. Did you really need to go for whatever that thing was? Was it absolutely necessary? Could it have waited until tomorrow? And how we bargain and negotiate with ourselves for things that mean much less than our own safety. And I'm speaking about this primitively, but it could be something even bigger. Like I said, knowing you don't really rock with this person like that, or you don't feel too keen on the energy that they're giving. It feels a little funny, or the fact that they're even coming up out of nowhere with, unannounced or uninvited, whatever the case may be. But it's like something against your better judgment says, well, I don't want to be a bitch. I guess I'll let them in. I don't want to seem like I don't care. But listen, like I said, from what I saw out in these streets today, you don't know what people are dealing with behind the masks that they wear. You don't know. You don't know what's going on in the spirit of man right now, sometimes until there's an outburst and it's too late. So I'm saying it primitively about things that kind of seem like, They don't matter too much or make or break much, but it could be the smallest infraction against your personal integrity, meaning just what makes you feel comfortable, what makes you feel safe, what you've established as a standard for yourself in any way, shape, or form. And that could be the biggest threat to your safety and to your security. So I know that I'm not saying this for no reason. I mean, clearly there's energy brewing out here that's a bit unhinged, unlawful, unpredictable, unreasonable, so it seems, and unrighteous for sure. So as much as you may be living your best life, you may want to continue to do that by keeping your senses heightened and not deferring from your integrity and your standard of safety and security, no matter what. No matter what. You don't owe anybody anything to lower your defenses. For who, for what, and why? No. Send me a text, write me a letter, shoot me an email. No. Period. So be safe out there. This Mercury retrograde is a little bit more intense than I've ever experienced personally, and it's subtle. It's weird. It's energetic. It's like you don't know until it's up on you. Like that young man. Like I ain't know seeing him coming. It was like, oh, that's a nice looking young man. He got right up on me and started kirking out. And thankfully, he didn't get aggressive toward anybody there. But who knows what he was dealing with internally? Imagine the energies that could be coming your way, presenting themselves to be old flames, fixed up, smelling good, looking good. Meanwhile, who knows what they're dealing with internally and how they want to project it or deflect it onto you. And that's just energetically speaking, not to mention physical entanglements. No, it's a no-go. Now that's just my offering of suggestion. Take it or leave it. Certainly no love lost, but I definitely pray protection and peace, prosperity, protection again over us all at this time. And certainly the peace part for those that may be going through some changes or some irritation in the spirit and all of that. Like I'm not just praying for those that have the propensity to have it, pretty well balanced and all together. I'm praying for everybody because, like I said, we're all affected by one another in this realm, one experience to another, only by the grace of God that he didn't turn on me or on anybody there and see me as, the object of his aggression. You just never know how people are responding to their life experience. So protect your energy, protect your folks, your progeny, your legacy. You got a lot to live for out here. And so, do all that you can to make sure that you get to it. Truly. All right, so I'm done. I'm leaving it here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Till next time, as always, I leave you with peace.